Hi everybody, I hope you're having a good morning, noon, night, whatever time you're deciding to watch this video. If you are new to my channel, my name is Brittany. I'm a Houston fine artist here to help you with all of your art needs. In honor of Earth Day, we will be learning today how to paint our beautiful home. So grab your supplies and get ready for the video. I will see you when we start painting. For today's demo, I will be using a 5-inch round primed canvas. You can get this probably at your local art store or even order it online. Mine is from Texas Art Supply if you're here in Texas. So you'll need a round canvas of your size, like choice size. I'm using 5 inches like I said. You will need, of course, brushes. If you watch my other videos, you know I love flat brushes and I absolutely love round brushes as well. However, you may use whatever shape you prefer for your project. We'll also need paint. The list will be below for the exact colors if you want to use the ones that I will have prepared. Your reference photo for this project will be listed below, so make sure you print it out. When I actually make any of my planet artworks, I don't use a grid system. However, I do believe the grid system is easiest if you're not familiar with painting or you really want to have a more accurate photo. So when we draw our grid, we want to make sure we have the same amount of grid lines on our reference photo and on our canvas. For my reference photo, I made sure to scale the image size itself down to 5 by 5 because that is the size of the canvas that I have. Directions on how to scale your image down I will have listed below for the Photoshop program. Unfortunately, I can't tell you how to do it in something else, but I do use Photoshop to scale all of my images and even edit any of my photos that I have for my paintings. So we're going to start off with the grid system like I said. I'm going to begin by adding a box around the entire planet itself. Because we want our grid system, of course, to be even, mine will have 5 inches across and 5 inches up and down, I guess, like height-wise as well too. So for mine, I'm gonna just do inches instead of half an inch because I don't need it to be super accurate, just well enough, because I feel like, of course, if you know my other videos, that art doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but 5 inches across will get the job done, and 5 inches up and down will also, of course, get the job done as well. And we'll have some accuracy when it comes to how the image will be divided up. And then you can get the more precise details and angles that you would need for the continent edges on your image. After you finish your grid system, you will begin to see how easy it will be. I like to think of the grid system almost like puzzle pieces coming together. So it will make it 100% easier when it comes to starting your painting, because you'll see exactly where everything should be within the image and in each square. Once you finish your grid system, we're going to copy over exactly how you did that on the paper onto your canvas. I'm doing a little cheat sheet to make sure everything lines up, because I can find a quicker way to do something, I'm most likely 100% gonna take advantage of it. So I'm just gonna place it on top of the image and see where the lines have ended up and just copy those over, because like I said, for me, it doesn't need to be 100% accurate, just well enough for the viewer to be able to identify what's going on in the image. Once you finish your guidelines, go ahead and tone your canvas up with the color that you would like to use. Of course, like I said, I'm using the actual colors for the reference. You can do the same, or you can change them however you would prefer. This is your world and your chance to take advantage of it. So I toned the canvas with blue, and now I'm using just one of my smaller flat brushes to begin with the edges. So pay attention to each of the squares, because we did the same amount of squares on the canvas as we did on our reference photo. So go piece by piece. That's the easiest way I can explain it to do it, and start with one square at a time. So get the angle of how the continent will be ending up, a little bit of the shape of it, and that's how you'll get a more accurate image when it comes to your painting. When I started painting, what I was taught to do is, after you finish putting in your reference lines. Make sure you check for the accuracy of how correct it is, and then you will begin with blocking in the image itself. So you would start with the darkest parts of the image and then work your way to the lighter parts. So that's exactly what I did. I started with the darkest green, blocked in all the continents. You can do it piece by piece, but I just said it's fine because we're using acrylic, so I can easily just paint over the background and add in my tones that I would like to add. So I did the darkest darks, added some of the browns next because those are easy to distinguish as well. And now I'm adding in some of the lighter greens. If you watch any of my other videos, you would know when it comes to the blending process, have your two brushes that will have probably the two colors, like I said, like the green and maybe the brown, and then have a dry brush if you would like to blend in those colors for a more seamless look. If you like more of the painterly look, you can also do that where it has like more of the chops and it's not so blended. It really won't matter that much because when you're done with the globe, you're gonna of course add your own cloud. So it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. And like I said, people will be able to understand what they're looking at. They're gonna automatically know, oh, we're looking at our home, we're looking at the earth. So it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. I'm just more so of a perfectionist and I can hardly let go. Aha! So we're starting with our clouds, our fluffy clouds. Just pick a reference photo of your own choosing, like from NASA, like look at how the clouds work. You're gonna wanna use a fan brush. That is what that brush that I'm holding is called. And you'll wanna also have a palette knife. So move some of your white paint, just kind of spread it out and just lightly tap that fan brush on top of the white paint. You don't have to overload it, just a little bit. And make sure you're not heavy-handed when it comes to brushing on your clouds. Just a light touch will do. So I'm using more of a sweeping motion to get the clouds just added in because I don't want too much emphasis in one spot when it comes to the clouds. Quick reminder, like I said before, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect because clouds are of course not going to be perfect. I know things in life look like it always should be perfect and an artist should be a certain type of way, but our mistakes is where the magic happens. We go with the flow, we get it done. If there's something we don't like, you know, we can correct it or paint over it, but it's really not that big of a deal. It's Earth Day, we're loving our planet, we're gonna have a good time, enjoy nature, and just go with the flow. Go with the flow with the painting, go with the flow with living your life. It's one time you can be free. However, if you did have something that you didn't like within the painting that you really can't live with, get a paper towel, put a little bit of water on the end of the paper towel, squeeze out the excess, and before you know that part you didn't like, as long as it hasn't dried, you can just wipe away some of the parts. So just wipe away to your heart's content if it's something that you can't live with, and voila, you'll have your painting exactly how you want it, and you can add on more if you would like to do so. In this stage of the process, you're really just gonna have to fill it out and feel how you feel with the painting. If it looks like it's done, then follow your intuition and just stop. If you don't feel like it's done, which I'm kind of that person myself where I feel like I can always make it better and add a little bit more, then continue on. After I use the fan brush, what I'm doing now is using a little bit of my flat brush, and I'm just adding a little bit more white in some of the areas. With clouds, they are a little bit opaque in some areas, and then in some areas they're really heavy. So just looking at my reference photo, I will add it up again so you guys can see it. I'm adding in more parts where I feel like we could have a little bit more clouds or a little bit more white, just so you can't see through to the bottom base of the painting. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this project. I hope you learned something and it was insightful. If you had anything else that you guys are gonna do for Earth Day, let me know what are you doing? Like, what are you doing on Earth Day? In addition to this project, did you go out with your family? Did you do some recycling? Did you just become one with nature? Let me know what you guys did, and also show your images on how they came out. I would love to see how your paintings came out. So if you haven't subscribed, do that. Comment what you guys are doing, and also, like I said, reminding you, let me know what you think I should do for my next YouTube video. Thanks again as always for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye!